Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, we finally have the menu for Tiana's Palace at Disneyland Park and some upcoming closures at Beach Club and Yacht Club Resort.
Yeah, I want to start with that one because I have an interesting question that may be only me that answers it a certain way. But my question to you is, would you stay or would you want to stay at Disney's Beach Club or Yacht Club if Stormalong Bay wasn't available?
Now, see, that's an interesting question when you phrase it like that way, because the way that you phrased it to me was if you had to stay in that area. So you're really asking, do Beach Club and Yacht Club compare to Boardwalk if you take away Stormalong Bay?
Well, I'm just saying, would you want to stay at those hotels? Forget where they are even. Would you want to stay there if the pool complex was closed?
Well, not if I'm going to go stay at the Grand Floridian, but if my only other option is Boardwalk, then yeah.
All right, you're hedging and not answering the question. The answer for me is no. I would not want to stay there if the pools are closed. And this is a pool closure alert. So if you have not heard, the iconic 3-acre plus almost water park of Stormalong Bay, the only Disney World pool that requires a wristband to get into, will be closing from January to May
2025.
Yeah, and when I first saw this, because we're on wait list for March 2024, and I went, oh no, and I was going to cancel my wait list. So they're giving us lots and lots of warning. Once again, Stormalong Bay will be closed for refurbishment. This is 5 months, and if it goes longer, it'll be half a year. So it's quite a long refurbishment, but hey, it's quite a big water complex.
That's true. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it, make it even better.
Yeah, and to be clear, this is Stormalong Bay and the Shipwreck pool. So the Shipwreck pool is where you board the gigantic water slide, but it's also the kiddie pool. And Amelia, you loved that when you were younger. There's a little slide in the Shipwreck pool.
It is such a fun time.
Yeah, it's a great little pool. So both of those will be closed for maintenance for at least 5 months in early 2025. So you've got lots of planning time. Now, during this time, the Tidal pool, Admiral pool, and Dunes Cove pools will all be open. So it's not like there's going to be no pools. They do have a few other pools there, and the DVC pools as well are included there. So, but will it affect your desire to stay at the resort? For me, it's a yes. I would not want to stay at Yacht or Beach without Stormalong Bay.
Well, I would agree with that. I think the way that you said it was, maybe we'll try for Boardwalk. And then that became your new question, which to me, it's like, if I'm going to stay in that area, I'm going to stay at Beach Club.
Yeah, but that's
even
an
without
interesting
Stormalong
question,
Bay.
right? So the reason, now we're Grand Floridian Home Resort, obviously our favorite since it opened. I also like Bay Lake Tower too in that area, and Contemporary Resort, which you do like.
I do like Contemporary.
Now, if you wanted to stay though in the Epcot/Hollywood Studios Resort area, would you then choose Boardwalk? Or would you say, you're saying, no, I'd rather go back to the Grand Floridian?
I would say if I have to stay in that area, I'm going to stay at Beach Club regardless of Stormalong Bay. But I would prefer to just leave the area and come back when it's open again.
Like for me, it's almost a mental thing that Stormalong Bay is such a huge area right out in front of the resorts. Just to have it closed, and it's not like other renos that you walk by. It's the main pool structure. So anyway, I'm going to do this as a poll this week. Basically, the question is, will it affect your decision to stay there?
I think my point is I like Beach Club as a resort. You like Beach Club because of Stormalong Bay.
And I don't even use it that much. I was
like, why? You don't go in the pool.
I do like the slide. I just like the idea of it being there and having it closed. I don't know. The other pools are going to be super crowded if it's the same volume. Now they're doing it. Well, it goes into spring break, so I was going to say it's the off season, but it's not summer at least.
There's not a 5-month-long off season, I promise you that much.
Yeah, that is very true. So, and once again, January 2025 through May 2025, Stormalong Bay and the Shipwreck Pool will be closed. So check my social feeds to answer the poll. Will you not stay there because of this? I'll word it appropriately.
I guess on the bright side, maybe the lifeguards will get a little bit of extra time off because I I'm sure Stormalong Bay is not an easy sight to watch.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of nooks and crannies there. And in other news, food related once again, this time hopping over to Disneyland Resort.
Yes, they have given us the menu for Tiana's Palace, and it looks quite good in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It opens on September 7th, so pretty soon. And you're going to get that taste of Nolans coming your way.
Yeah, so we're hoping to head back here sometime soon, and I'm looking forward to trying a lot of these dishes. So first off, they have, of course, a classic dish related to the movie. Gumbo lovers will have a few different options, actually. They have
different options of gumbo.
They have the 7 Greens Gumbo, and that is a plant-based option which has white beans, okra, yams, sweet potatoes, and heirloom rice. You can also make the 7 Greens Gumbo with chicken and
dewy sausage, which is classic. Classic New Orleans.
Well, we know you love that.
Yes. So do you.
Well, of course, but you mentioned it first. And then we have the House Gumbo, which has a New Orleans staple combining braised chicken and oulie sausage and the heirloom rice in a dish, which I'm pretty excited to try. I think I'll give it a shot.
I do want to try their gumbo, and I think I would also go with the House Gumbo, the classic, like you said. Now, if you like a little extra spice. Now, I'm always curious, as you know, when they talk about spice, how spicy it's going to be. But anyway, there is a Cajun spiced half chicken. I'm torn because I don't usually like half chicken because I only got to deal with the bones and all that stuff.
I read that it's half spiced, and I was like, oh, did they just like spice half of the chicken?
Were they like... That's actually not a bad idea for sharing. You got half spice rub on one side and half non-heat spiced rub on the other. But anyway, this is a half chicken that is spiced, and it's brushed with a house-made chicory barbecue sauce, and it's served with baked macaroni and cheese and coleslaw. Now, sandwiches you're not a big fan of, are you?
I was just about to say the complete opposite.
Oh, well, tell us about the muffuletta sandwich.
Yes, so this has mortadella, salami, rosemary ham, cheddar, provolone,
lots of cheese,
and house-made relish on top of New Orleans sesame seed bread.
It's an olive relish, too. I think I'll like that. I just had to think about it for a sec.
Yeah, a lot of unique flavors in this one, lots of cheese and meat, but it sounds good. A lot of this tends to be more New Orleans classic food, obviously fitting the theme.
I think I'll skip that one and go for the next one.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. But it does sound good. Next up, we have the beef po' boy sandwich, and this has slow cooked beef coated with gravy and fully dressed with shredded lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise atop a New Orleans French bread.
This to me sounds like one I think you might even try.
Yeah, I would get it without the lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, but I'm picky, so don't
judge me. And
both
of these are served with red beans and rice and house-made pickles, which I'll also take your pickles, no doubt.
Yes. Oh, I also want to try our next item on the list.
You do? I'm surprised.
I love shrimp.
Yeah, but do you like shrimp and grits? Well, they're back. You can try them. Grilled shrimp tossed in a Creole sauce, and they're paired with cheesy grits. Oh, you'll like cheese grits. And this is a classic New Orleans dish. I don't think you've had it before, but others in our family do enjoy shrimp and grits. Now,
I was going to say, to be honest, I'm more excited about these side dishes.
I was just going to say that. Tell us about the sides.
First off, I want to give a special shout out because the picture just makes it look so good. They have buttermilk cornbread, and they also have baked macaroni and cheese, like we mentioned earlier, the red beans and heirloom rice, as well as, classics like coleslaw and the cheesy grits placed in heirloom rice as well. So lots of good items coming up.
And for the kiddies, it's an interesting kids menu. It's not your typical burgers and fries, obviously. So a roasted chicken drumstick served with a sweet barbecue sauce and heirloom rice. Then, sort of not quite a grilled cheese, but close.
Oh, pretty close.
Almost like a croque monsieur in France.
Yeah, lots of kids love ham on grilled cheese, and so they have the toasted ham and cheese sandwich, and it is topped with ham and provolone.
Yep.
And then finally, they have the classic baked macaroni and cheese, which is a menu as well, and they all come with, the little mandarin orange, applesauce, and then you can have like the small milk or the descending water.
Now, the next one, I'm curious to ask you if you would like this, because I know you like beignets, but this one
looks like it's more for you.
It's it's the house-filled beignet, it's called, and this features a lemon icebox pie filling topped with lemon glaze for the perfect bite. I would definitely eat this.
I was going to say, if you order it, I would give it a shot.
I think it won't be as bad as your 4 cheese beignet that you like from the France Pavilion as Epcot.
That is delicious.
I don't mean bad in terms of taste. I mean in terms of filling. I think it's going to be lighter and easier to eat than the 4 cheese beignet because it's not stuffed with cheese.
Maybe. Well, even still, same thing at the French Pavilion. They had in March, they had the beignet caramelise, and that was later because it was more sugary. So I think this will be closer to that than the 3 cheese.
And if you like coffee, there's an interesting one. Looks great in the picture. I think I would try it.
Yes. This is the Joffrey's Coffee Chicory Cold Brew, and it is topped with sweet cream. And of course, there's a Ray Firefly Glow Cube, which you can get with the purchase of a beverage if you want it to light up. And this is a special nod to the Evangeline lights in the night sky. So
Yeah, that's
cool.
one merchandise item. And then there's another one that you can take home if you want a Tiana's Palace takeaway.
Yes. You can also have the Lily Pad Lotus Cup ceramic set. And this comes with the house-filled beignet.
Oh, well, there you go. And it's interesting. They've got a special note at the bottom of their news release about this.
Yes. So
you can only buy
10 per person of the Ray Firefly Glow Cube and only 2 per person per transaction for the Lily Pad and Lotus Cup ceramic sets.
Yeah, so I don't know I guess they've had
eBay.
Issues with people. Yeah, the eBay. People stocking up on items.
That's where
so
they
are
had
limiting
issues.
your items. So there you go. That's the news for this week. New dining and no pool coming up in 2025.
I still like Beach Club. I'm a supporter.
Yeah, we'll see what our fans think here on social media. Everyone listening, please fill out the survey when I post it and tell us if you think Stormalong Bay, closure, not a big deal, still love the resort. All right, thank you for listening. As always, follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. We'll see you again next week and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.